Welcome back to the Kevin Burke Show, everyone. I'm Kevin Burke, obviously. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me again, and I appreciate that. Listen, before I go any further, before I go into my topics, listen, do yourself a favor, check out the KevinBurkeProject.com. There's a lot going on there. There's blogs updated constantly in all sports. You'd be surprised. I cover it all. There's polls going on, weekly polls. You know, I blog for another publication, do a podcast for another publication. There's interviews going on. I will be at the ESPYs in July. Hopefully I'll be able to interview Dwight Howard. So there's a lot going on the KevinBurkeProject.com. Check that out. So quickly, I got 4 topics I want to talk about. It is a cold weather Super Bowl, number 1. Number 2, the new playoff rule in the NFL. Number 3, Jim Joyce, the umpire in baseball. You know I'm going with that. And number 4, the World Cup. Starting from the top. A cold weather Super Bowl. The whole premise of the Super Bowl is so that it's held at a neutral site so that no team gets an unfair advantage. Having a Super Bowl in New York is a terrible idea, or New Jersey, whatever you want to call it. A terrible idea. Certain teams are cold weather teams. Certain teams are warm weather teams. So hypothetically, if you have a team who hypothetically goes 16-0, but they're a warm weather team, they make it to the Super Bowl. They go on to play an 8-8 team who is a cold weather team who just barely made it into the playoffs as a wild card. If they meet in the Super Bowl if they meet in Super Bowl 48 in 2014 at the new Meadowlands Stadium, this 8-8 cold weather team is probably going to beat the 16-0 warm weather team because it's going to be played outside in cold weather. How does that make sense? How is that fair? I don't want to hear football is meant to be played in all weathers. That's true, but this is the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is different. That is giving this warm weather team an unfair and indirect home field advantage. The point of a Super Bowl is to eliminate that. That's why they're played in warm weather stadiums or in a dome, so you eliminate the weather. Just because they have a new stadium, that doesn't mean you're supposed to host a Super Bowl. It's a terrible idea. It's one of the worst ideas I think that the NFL will ever make, in my opinion. Secondly, the new playoff rule. Sticking with the NFL, the new playoff rule. I'm so tired of hearing, these teams complain in the playoffs that, if they go into overtime, they lose the coin toss. Well, we didn't even get the ball. That's why we lost. So hold on. So the new playoff rule says if a team on the first possession kicks a field goal, the game is not over. The other team gets the ball and a chance to score. So let me get this straight. So what's up with the defense? Doesn't the defense have any culpability? If I'm a defensive player and I heard this rule being handed down, I'm offended because that's taking a shot at my abilities. So why don't we get mad at the defense for not stopping them, or special teams for giving up good field position? Why don't we just discount and discredit that? This rule is dumb. It just said that the defense can't play defense. I don't understand that. So you lose a game because your offense never gets on the field? Stop them. Play defense. Stop them. I don't get it. Thirdly, Jim Joyce, you know what happened. We were going for 3 perfect games in like 3 weeks. The guy blew the call at first base from Galarraga, and he went over to cover the bag, and he was really safe. But the Jim Joyce called. He really out. Pardon me. Jim Joyce called him safe, and all that sort of thing. I don't blame Jim Joyce, okay? Because baseball is, we want to get things right. Baseball, for whatever reason, they don't believe. What is this human element? Okay, who came up with this human element thing? That it has nonsense. Implement instant replay to the point where you get things right. There's only been 20 perfect games in baseball history. That's how rare it is. So for it to be blown because of a human element is nonsense. This is 2010, okay? I mean, damn, you can check your email on your phone. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is crazy. Internet on your phone. I mean, this is 2010. You mean to tell me you can't get baseball to have instant replay? And because of that, no one talked about Ken Griffey Jr. Retiring. It's upsetting. And lastly, in the World Cup, what do you care about more, the World Cup or the Olympics? Log on to the KevinBurkeProject.com and vote. There's a poll up there. What means more to you, the World Cup or the Olympics? I'm torn. I like them both. Check it out. Again, the KevinBurkeProject.com. Check it out. Blogs, interviews, you name it. I got it. Email me at kevin@thekevinburkeproject.com. Let me know what you want to talk about. Check it out. I'll talk to you next week.